Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I am Big GATAH. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. Right now we're covering Grand Slam, US Open, Round 2, Day 2. Get in the comments, let me see what you're playing for tomorrow. And keep your eyes peeled for my pinned comment to see what I'm playing as well. Alright? If you do like the breakdowns of these matches, please give this video a like. It goes a super long way. If you do feel generous at all, there's a link in the pinned comment if you'd like to just donate. It's just there if you'd like to. And there's also a link in the pinned comment for a free Discord of mine. I suggest you coming in. We just hit 100 members in the free Discord. So thank you to everybody that's been joining the community, talking tennis, other sports as well. Been loving it. Been appreciating you guys. Just get more subs in here. We're almost to 500. It'll be sick if we get there. It'll be a huge accomplishment. I appreciate you all. But without further else, what are we looking like today? Huh? We only had 3 picks, but I was trying to be as sharp as I could about them. We took Ben Bonzi, money line against Marcus Giron. And then we also took... Who else did we take? Luciano Darderi. Yes, both of their money lines for like plus 205. Great prices for those guys. And they did it for us. We got a 5-setter out of Bonzi. Another one. Guy that had me on my... I was freaking out during that match. He was down 2 sets in the first 2 sets of the match. And I was like, this third set, he's got to turn around. And Lord have mercy, did he do so. Happy about it. Thrilled about it. Darderi came out smoking. Got rid of Spessuri in flying colors. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome. And Tiafoe. What can you say about Francis Tiafoe, man? You get him to win in straights against someone that is ITF level, and he drops a set to a tiebreak because he wants to play a little more tennis in front of the crowd. That's what it felt like. Felt like he was incrementally getting more bored, so he let the game get more intense. That was just my take on it. I can't trust Tiafoe outside of betting on him to win, which even at the U.S. Open, this best place to bet on him, I might have to leave him alone for a little bit. He's a little bit unpredictable when it comes to that crowd there for me. Just after the play I made, Anyway, congrats to Tiafoe for winning anyway. Still a big fan of his. But we will move on to tomorrow. And our very first match that we're going to be getting into is going to be Lorenzo Musetti going against David Goffin. And can you believe it? David Goffin has made it through the next round. Can you flipping believe it? Anyways, these guys have played each other 4 times already. Musetti being the winner in the previous matches they've had. But the most recent win was from Goffin. And a 3-setter in Shanghai in October. Around the time when I started thinking about starting my channel, I believe. So, actually maybe around the time of the channel. Surprisingly enough, Goffin won in 3 sets. Took it to a tiebreak in the second, then won 6-2 in the next one. He's been surprisingly good. He won in 4 sets. But like I said, dude, when you think he's not there, he be there. David Goffin is like a freak. You don't know what he really in. But I just can't bet on him. Because you just don't know the level of what you're going to get from him. I just don't even touch him. But going into the season, Musetti is 8-7 on the hard courts. Historically, he's got a 55% win rate, about 69-55 over the career. This season, he's 27-13, most of that being on the clay, as we know. And then we have Goffin, who is 6-11 so far on the hard courts this season. He's got a 61% win rate, going 242-152 over his career. This season, he only has a 10-18 record across all surfaces. So it has not been promising. But last year in the U.S. Open, what did we get from him? He made it to the 3rd round. Beat Tabilo, who gave a decent fight to Zverev yesterday, but lost in the first round again for Tabilo. Went against Manarino, beat him in 4 sets, but then lost to Majchrzak in straights. Adds up. It adds up. Then we have Musetti, who last year, mind you, Musetti is still currently ranked number 10. It's like so crazy, right? We don't see him all that often doing too well, but he just be there still. He be in the mix. So last year he made to the 3rd round, losing to Nakashima in the U.S. Open, who lost today to Jerome Kim in a devastating 5-setter. Kind of saw it coming. Told you about Nakashima. But anyway, Musetti has historically won both on clay and on the hard, but hasn't beaten him on the hard court recently. That was Goffin's win. So I would say that Musetti wins this match outright, but how he does it, I couldn't tell you. He's still number 10 in the world. Goffin at his best was number 7. So Musetti at his best was number 6. And Musetti was 6 literally like back earlier this year. Just because of the hard court and the grass season, people surpassed him. He really just jumped up there off that clay shit. But I digress. We can move right along with this one. I would say Musetti wins probably over 4 sets. I mean, over 3 sets. Probably goes to a 4th setter. Being as though Goffin can take a set off of him on the hard courts. And he dropped a set to Gio. Musetti did. So if that's possible, because just a serve kept Gio into that match, right? Just the serve kept Gio into the match. Let's move on. Our next match is going to be Tristan Boyer going against Andrei Rublev. This one's going to be a bit fiery, right? What do y'all think? Put in the comments. So you guys, tell me your thoughts on this matchup. We got Boyer, who went through Duckworth in straights. Not saying too much. And then we have Rublev, who went through Przemyśl in straights. A bit harder, if you ask me. Przemyśl is a bit dangerous. So, looking back at the previous matches they've had, Boyer couldn't even beat Darwin Blanc. So, I think that's all we need to know right there. Does he take a set off Rublev? Possibly. Possibly. Rublev looked pretty good. If there's one person that could do it, is it this guy? I don't know. He did take a set off Lehechka in Cincinnati. He did take a set off Lehechka in Cincinnati. And he did get a set off Jumhor as well back in Cap Cana. So it's got me thinking, over 3 sets, does he have the chance? I wouldn't take it. But he's 12-9 so far this season, Boyer, on the hard courts. He's 17-25 though over the season. The clay portion of this season fucked him up. He went 3-12, not too good. But Rublev is 14-9 on the hard courts, 32-19 this season. Good record. And as we know, he went to the quarterfinals, lost to Alcaraz, but he took a set off Alcaraz, and only dropped a set to Popyrin on his way there to the quarterfinals, beating Comasanya, Popyrin, and TN. Something I could see happening here is a tiebreak. I could see a tiebreak somewhere in here. This is ridiculous. Let me tell you something. Okay. Rublev is a favorite minus 2,000. Tristan Boyer is plus 950 to win. But a tiebreak is minus 110. What? If the dude is minus 2,000 to win, there shouldn't be a fucking tiebreak in the match. If he's priced like that, it should be like 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Y'all bugging, bruh. I swear. I would say take that as smoke, but even money is not worth it for me, man. We need more for that. We deserve more for that. Tristan Boyer deserves more for that on American soil. All right, so we can move on. We know that Rublev's going to win. Hopefully, it's in 4 sets. I wouldn't touch it, though. As far as, like, total games, I think it's at 32. What do we think? What would that be? Like 6-4, 6-4. No, we need a 6-4, 7-5, 7-5. That's how it has to happen. I don't know if we get that much out of the boy. So you can alt it up maybe and do the under 36.5. That's minus 200. I don't like that the total games though. I'm never too good with those. My brain is good at other parts of this, but not this one, just to be honest with you. So, if you guys happen to be a little bit sharper with it, let me know if you guys are playing that. And also tell me how you get to it, you know? Break it down for GATAH. Let's move on, though, shall we? Next along, we have... Who is this? Oh, we have Adam Walton going against Coleman Wong. Would you believe that matchup? And these guys have actually played each other about twice already, and their head-to-heads have been both on the hard over the past year. So we'd love to see that as well. Adam Walton was the one who most recently won, but it was in a 3-setter. And Coleman won the last one back in 2024, about a year ago. Adam Walton won in Miami earlier this year, though. So, with that being said, out of the 2 matches they've played, Coleman Wong has always gotten one, and Adam Walton is definitely going to get a set. I haven't watched much of the Wong match, but we know if we beating Ugo in 4 is definitely no easy feat to do in a slam. So we also have a little bit of Coleman Wong. He's been going through it, right? He's already gone through about 3-4 matches now. Straight set at Kovacevic, though. Damn. Kovacevic is not in a good way right now. It's all good. He'll get back into it. I have high hopes for him later on in the season. But yeah, I like this going to over 3.5 sets. This is one of those ones where I think because, what do they have, 5 sets between the two of them over their history? If there's 5 sets and 2 matches, they both got to win a set in this one. It's minus 168 for them to do so, so they think it's decently possible to happen. Recapping on the hardcourt record, Adam Walton is 31-18 this season, bro. Go ahead, bro. He is 34-25 across all surfaces. Mostly have been on the hard courts, right? And then we have Coleman Wong, who's 14-11 this season. Nowhere nearly as good as Adam Walton. But he's 23-22. As far as win percentage on the hard courts, Walton has him by 7%. He's at 67% right now. Coleman Wong is at 60. Historically, Coleman Wong does play really well, but he played a lot of tennis last year. Won a bunch of matches, but guess where we didn't see him? I said in the last video. We didn't see him in that main draw in the U.S. Open. He made it to the second round of the qualies and lost to who? Forgive me if I got that butchered, but he ended the season last year 40-26. Most of them were challengers, though. Adam Walton, and even this season, we haven't seen him in a challenger but once on the hard court, where he lost to Terence Ottman earlier this year in February. Fair enough. We didn't know about Terence Ottman until recently, but now we know. That was a very, very fair ass whooping he got. Coleman Wong lost to Ugo in Cincinnati. So deductive reasoning here, folks. We got a guy who just beat Ugo in straights. And then we have Walton, who has one of the better hard court records this season. 31-18. Challenger level as well. But so far he got past what rank is Ugo? 23? You can get past Ugo. You can get past ranked 173 Coleman Wong. Walton being ranked at 85 as well. So that's a little parlay piece there. I would definitely go with the Walton money line here. Call me crazy. I might have to look at the highlights and maybe see if I'm tripping. Might have to check out how Wong was looking. But I do like the Walton money line so far. So we can stick to that and keep moving. Next we have Jenson Brooksby going against Flavio Cobolli. Flavio Cobolli. He's still here. He's still here. Flavio Cobolli is still here. What has anybody got to say about this? What is anyone going to do about this? In the Grand Slam. Anyway, we have Brooksby and Cobolli, who have faced each other only once before, and it was 3 years ago on the clay. Brooksby won 6-3, 6-4. Hard court record for Brooksby is 6-7 this season. Cobolli is 7-10. Not too promising. Brooksby is 22-18 this season. Cobolli is 28-21. Played a little bit better on the clay. That's where a lot of his success was coming. That's where a lot of his success comes from. Cobolli's. But Brooksby is a hard court player. The way Brooksby plays, it's a bit scrappy. Cobolli is a pretty well-rounded player, bro. Like him and Ben, when they played each other back in Toronto, that was a really good glimpse of how good this kid could be. Him going against Djokovic in Wimbledon was also a great display. Excuse me. We have Brooksby, who's also gone through a 5-setter with Vukic. Happy he got through that. Cobolli got through a 5-setter as well, going against Pissarro. So these guys have gotten a little bit taken out the tank already. Clearly that didn't really matter for a few of these folks. As the people that we bet on today, almost both went to 5-setters. So I'm wondering what we get with these two now on the hard court. Do we get a lot of games? I feel like this is definitely going to be, these guys will definitely be getting sets back and forth. This is going to be a you get a set, I get a set type of situation, or I win 2, you win 2, we go to a 5th. This may be a 5th setter as well, honestly, but I will take over the 3.5 just to be solid. But these guys, I just feel like they make enough mistakes to cause another one of these guys. Like one guy mistake can be capitalized by the other guy to cause an upset for that set, to push for a deeper match. So I do fancy the idea of the 3.5, but not knowing who's going to win. I would think, honestly, from what I've seen, I would think Cobolli. He's only minus 156 to win. And I would like to go with the American, obviously, because he's American at the U.S. Open. He's plus 130. But from what I see from Cobolli, this is a good price to take him. I would definitely be playing him on DraftKings. So keep note of that. This is a DraftKings play. But we'll move on. Next, we have Valentin Royer going against Denis Shapovalov. And we had a straight set win with a bagel on top for Denis. Would you look at that? Denis. We may have to get off of El Chapo and start calling you the Menace. The Menace may be here. Because Valentin Royer got rid of Boo in straight sets as well. But Boo is not trustworthy. Close to be on the do not touch list for me. But beating Fucsovics, honestly, that was a bit of an easy win, right? Fucsovics probably could really care less if he got that far. Looking at once he won his title, literally the 3 days prior, I'm sure he was like, fuck, I gotta play Denis Shapovalov in the first round. I'll give it a good try, but if I don't win the first set, the first 2 sets, I'm out of here. I'm not about to keep trying. I'm done. I got some good money out of this already. I can go on to the next shit. And that's fair for him, right? Because you got to think about motivation for these players. If Vucevic is 33 years old, he's not about to be sitting here going to slams and 250s back and forth. He's going to get his money and go. And we should have saw that coming, honestly. But hindsight always gets you. I like Denis in this position. There's no head-to-head history between them. But Royer does have an interesting and impressive win list so far. He didn't make it to the second round, only losing to Khachanov, but did get to a tie break. I don't know. He did lose in Winston-Salem to Darwin Blanc. And that's the first thing I just saw. This most recent loss, it was a 3-setter to a lefty that was 17 years old. What the hell do you think a full-grown ATP level lefty is going to be doing to this man? Lost to Manarino in the second round. Only got a set off of him on the grass. Another lefty. So far, that's the only ones I can see. Anyone else is way too low of a rank for me to recognize, but this may be where it ends for the boy. And straights, potentially. I think it could be in straights. But Shapovalov is actually at a really good price, minus 315. I don't know if I can trust him yet, though, to be quite frank. Royer beating Boo does show me a little bit of gusto. I think the main line should be fine, though. I think it should be fine. I think Denis should get the win. As I think about it, I'm trying to think why not, and I can't think of a reason why not, based on what I just said and what I've just discovered. So, if you can't beat Khachanov and you can't beat Blanc, but you can beat Offner and Draxel, Fikovic, Miyoshi, and Boo, I don't think you can beat Denis Shapovalov, bro. I just don't think you can beat Denis the Menace. So, We've seen crazier things happen though. There was like 5 upsets today, 6 including the Draper walkover for Bergs. But anything can happen in any tennis match. Just remember that. People thought all hope was lost with Bonzi. Said it was. Some people said the match was a trap. Betting on Bonzi was a trap. I'm like, no, it's okay. Believe. You have to believe, friends. And I believed. So there's things that can happen. I'm sure there's people that are like literally thinking, looking at Royer like, I believe this Frenchman can do it. And let me see. Make sure I know. Okay. Yeah, he's right-handed for sure. So yeah, he's gonna struggle. He's mostly a clay player as well. Even though he has a pretty decent hard court record. He's 7-5 this season, but Dennis is 12-8. Not too different, but Dennis has a straight up even 60% win rate. This guy has a 65% win rate. Challenger level though. So he's ranked 98. He's just cracked himself into the top 100. So good for him, mind you. Good for him. Being in this tournament will definitely boost him up a little bit higher. So I'm leaning on Shapovalov, but I'm not sold for some reason. With the weirdness of today, I'm not fully sold on him as much as I am Walton. Funny enough. But we'll move on. Next we have... What is this guy's name? Leandro Riedi going against Francisco Cerundolo. And, man... Did anyone see Pedro Martinez losing to Riedi like that? To be honest with you, in my soul, I felt like Riedi was going to win, but my brain was like, ATP level experience in a slam, he's been there. And then Riedi said, fuck all that. I'm going to beat up on Martinez like everybody else does. Straight like that. And then we have Cerundolo, who's gone through a 5-setter against Arnaldi. Very impressive win. He lost the first 2 sets and came back and won. Just like Bonzi did for us. So truly legendary things have been happening out here in the U.S. Open for people that have been betting on the right side of history, I guess. Hopefully that's going to be us every day moving forward. We've been slightly off, but we've been mainly on. We've been having a great week. So, looking at the wins that Riedi has had, Cerundolo is definitely going to be a wake-up call. He's played against Pablo Carreño Busta, honestly, not in the best shape recently, but he did beat him in straight sets. Beat Lloyd Harris as well, who took a set off Taylor Fritz. So maybe this guy is a bit more ready than we think. Just because of the loss to Lerner Tien, I don't know. I don't know what that could have been. But besides Lerner Tien just getting the dub for us. I'm having a hard time with this one because at the very least he should be able to get a set against Cerundolo, right? Let's see what the match is priced at. Minus 240 for Cerundolo. Plus 195 for Riedi. For him to get a single set is minus 270. For it to go to 4 sets, minus 150. The guy who hasn't dropped a set usually is able to take a set. That's something I've noticed. The guy who went against Tiafoe, right? I don't think he dropped a set. Damn. Went through qualies the whole way up, didn't drop a set. And then bam, took a set up Tiafoe in the second. Or was it the third? And the third. Outrageous stuff. But it can happen. Riedi is just good enough. Just better enough to do so. I would really think that the ranked 435 Swiss man can get it done for us. Will I bet on it? I don't know. I would lean on it. I would tell you guys to maybe lean on that one, but I won't actually play it. Riedi is 9-4 so far this season. Cerundolo is 11-5. Riedi has a 9% better win rate on the hard courts, but he's only been playing at a challenger level. He's only played about 20 matches so far this season. I suspect due to injury. At his best, he was a top 120 player, though. So, the 435, don't think about it too much. It's really just probably because of inactive playing. That's how he fell. But Cerundolo, he does have a 53% win rate. Not the strongest. When going against people that play on the hard court, I think he does have a bit of a harder time. He did beat Tommy Paul, though, on the hard courts in Miami in straights. Couldn't beat Alcaraz, but beat Minaur. Oh, Lord have mercy. You beat Minaur. Yeah, nah. Riedi, you're not about to beat this guy. He's 32-18 this season. He's also ranked 19, Cerundolo. So, he's peaking also this season. I think this is the best he's been playing. One of his better seasons. Yeah, one of his better seasons for sure. And some time. Happy to see him get this win, actually. I would like to see Cerundolo win this one. All right, next we have Khachanov going against Kamil Majchrzak. And would you believe me if I told you these guys have played each other 4 times already? And they've played each other in... This is crazy. Each time they play each other, it's 2 times on the same surface. And each time is in a Grand Slam, and one is in the 250. How crazy is that? So, the French Open, this is the first time they played in 2020. Khachanov won in straights. Played him at Lyon, also on the clay. Won in straights. Went to Den Bosch in 2022. Beat him in 3. Then played him earlier this year in Wimbledon. Beat him in straights. Now, this is the thing. Kamil is not the best player on the grass. So, that's totally fair. And in the years that he was losing on the clay, those were better seasons for Khachanov than it was for Majchrzak. It was just a simple, he just had a better season. I don't think that this guy is going to win easily if he beats Majchrzak. I do not think it's going to be an easy win at all. None of these wins have been easy for anybody except for the Tiafoe match today, which I won't get over. But beating Zverev, getting a set off of him, knocked off of him from Zverev is super telling. Ugo Dellien, he was close to finishing him off in that tiebreak. I think he had some unforced errors. How many did he have? No word on that. Let me see if I can find that. Sorry about that. Okay. So in their match, that's stupid. All right, guess I can't get it. I think Majchrzak can get a set though. I'm digressing too much. He's 16-4 on the hard course this season. Khachanov is 13-8. So he's got a better hard court record than Khachanov does by 7%. His wins on the hard court this season have been at one challenger where he won it. Came to Winston-Salem, lost to Korda. I think that was totally fine and within reason, I guess. I guess we had like a super informed Korda for like 4 matches and then that was it. 3.5, honestly. Yeah, I want to say this goes over 3.5 just because I like Majchrzak. I think he's been playing really well. Let's see what it's priced at for these guys. Majchrzak is the dog at plus 315. Ooh, I like the idea of him winning this match. I really do. I really do. Last year, what did we get from him? He didn't make it to the U.S. Open, but he did go 26-6 on the hard court. He lost in the first round to Diallo in 2022, but this year, I think he's been gearing up to get pretty far in this tournament. He didn't do too well in Indian Wells. Made it to the first round in the Australian Open, but lost to Pablo Carreño Busta in straights. I feel like a good Pablo Carreño Busta is a good Karen Khachanov. So that worries me a bit. If PCB can beat him, then... I mean, we know Khachanov can beat him. He's beaten him twice on every surface so far. It's 4-0 in their head-to-head history. So it shouldn't be much of a surprise that Khachanov wins. But I think he fights on this one, man. I don't know. Whenever it's the first time they play... Actually, whenever they play in slams, Khachanov always wins in straights. When it's not a slam, it's a bit closer. There's a tie break. So, I think his level drops in those lower tournaments, but in these slams, Khachanov is definitely turned up. I don't want to take him to win, though. I might play Camille on DraftKings because it's a good place to get him. He'll be a decent price for all the other favorites we have. And speaking of favorites, we can move on to our next match, which is going to be the biggest favorite of the tournament, Jannik Sinner, going against Alexei Popyrin. And boy, oh boy, is this going to be an interesting ass whooping tomorrow. Shame that we got to see the great performance that we did get from Popyrin last year in the Open will all be gone now due to Sinner coming to whoop some ass. Sinner is favored at minus 4,500 to win. But let me just tell you this little bit of information. They have a head-to-head history of one match. 4 years ago, in Madrid on the clay. It's a straight set win. From who do you think? Alexei Popyrin. Straight set win 4 years ago. So what does that tell you? Jannik Sinner only allowed 4 games from V. Kopcheva. Popyrin almost dropped a set to Emil Rusevori. If Jannik lost to you, he's going to want to beat you really bad. One thing I know about Popyrin is that he's a bit accident prone. causes a bit of faults. I want to see what his situation was last game. I'm going to look at it real quick. Give me just a second. So, Popyrin played a meal. And how many double faults, how many unforced errors did we get? We had 30 unforced errors. Not bad. 10 per set on average. It's pretty clean playing. How many did we get from Yannick? $20. 20. Ten less unforced errors is the difference in a set. Popyrin's not getting close to a set here. It going under 4 sets is minus 250. Popyrin pushing Sinner to a 5th game. Is it possible? Because that would be honestly like the biggest thing he could do here, right? That'd be the most profitable thing. We've been shafted before, but mind you, he has been beaten by Popyrin. Sinner has been beaten by Popyrin. He's not just going to come in here and just like play around with this guy. He's going to destroy him. Does he have the will to keep it under 18.5? Because it's plus 140 for the under. That's smoke. But when we've been betting on these big guys, they haven't been doing us what we've been needing them to do. And the things that we want them to do that I haven't been able to bet on is not priced right. Like Alcaraz, straight sets, minus 300. For what? It's too much behind that bet for something to go wrong and it only be worth minus 300. So yeah. I mean, if you want to take a spread here, I would take the 7.5 spread. If you wanted to be a little bit safer, minus 6.5, it's minus 300. That's a parlay piece. I think he has a good chance of doing that. I think he may try to bagel him in one of these sets, so that minus 7.5 is not too bad. Minus 165 for him to get that 8-point spread. If you want to go the other way for Popyrin, if you think he'll keep it close, it's plus 105. Just letting you know. I don't think so, though. But the revenge match for Sinner is definitely going to be among us. And we can move on. Our next match is going to be Gabriel Diallo going against Jaume Munar. In their third head-to-head. We saw them in Mallorca earlier this year. It did not go too well for Munar. He lost in straights, but this is going to be such a grindy match, dude. Diallo had that match against Jumhor. I told you it was going to go to 4 sets. This one against Munar, I feel like this one's also going to go to 4 sets. They played literally last year in the first round, and it went to 4 sets. This is another beautiful, perfect bet. I love this bet right here. Over 3.5. Diallo's going to be the guy I think we go to for the over 3.5 sets. Because you know if he's against someone that he should be losing to, anyone he's going against in this draw at this point will be someone that can take a set off him. It's about him getting the set as well. So, I think we'll be able to kind of depend on him for a little bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Knock on some wood, make sure. And it's priced minus 186. That's a good piece right there. It's a good piece. It's a good piece. We may have 2 tickets for tomorrow, friends. I think I may like a few things tomorrow, more than I thought I would. But yeah, so far Diallo has always won in their head-to-head history. But on the hard court, Munar can get a set. And at Grand Slam level, I think we are more than bound of getting a set from him. He came into the Faria match bageling him, which most people that start matches like that end up winning, right? We saw that today with Dartery. He bageled Spizzuri and then ended up winning in 4. So maybe when you see that, friends, when you see the bagel in the first set, maybe look for that live bet for over 3.5. Maybe, just maybe, there may be a trend here in the U.S. Open this season. Maybe. And moving right along, we will go into Roman Safiullin going against Felix Auger-Aliassime. And they've only had one head-to-head, and it was back in 2022. Felix won in 2 tiebreaks in Marseille. That was back when we had a working back Felix and a good healthy Felix. We don't have that now. That's just how I feel. The way he used to move is not the way we're going to get him, unfortunately. Safiullin just came from a teeter-totter back and forth with Monfils in the 5-setter. He's 28. I'm sure he's got a little bit out of the tank, but he's Russian, so I'm sure he has a little bit more than we think left in it. Felix went through a straight set win against Billy Harris. Both the Harrises are gone, both Lloyd and Billy. I don't know about this one. Felix in Grand Slams. We've talked about it in past videos, but he didn't do too well last year. He lost in the first round against Minchik. And Safiullin is no Minchik, but he did get through some decent people in his time. Couldn't beat Arnaldi last year, though, Safiullin, so that's a bit promising if I'm Felix, who has an 18-8 record this season, and Safiullin, who has a 9-11 record this season. I'm sure the books favor Felix heavily. Minus 320, minus 315 now. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm not going to touch it. Might go over 3.5 sets. Safiullin may cover a spread. Plus 6.5, maybe. Yeah, we can move on. About 4 matches left. 4 or 5. This one I'm going to be looking forward to a bit. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest with you. We have Alex Bublik going against Tristan Schoolkate. And man, that Tristan Schoolkate went to a 5-setter with Sonego. Thank goodness. We were asking for that 3.5 setter. Schoolkate ended up beating him. Crazy enough. Bublik has seemingly not missed a hitch. Had he just skipped Wimbledon, this dude would have literally been on one of the craziest runs this year. He has 3 clay titles this year, and he hated clay up until this year. Now he loves it, I'm sure. Sinner, Munar, Casper Ruud, and Minchik are the only losses he's had recently this year. Incredible stuff from this guy. He's only 6-7 on the hard court style, believe it or not. Schoolkate's 31-20. Thing is Bublik's serve is just so fucking good, man. Against Cilic, how many aces did he hit? He had 16 aces on Cilic, bro. Or Cilic. Or Cilic, or Cilic. Or is it Cilic? I think it's Cilic. Ridiculous. Sonego had 20 on Schoolkate. So, if there is one thing I'd be taking for this one, if it's not the, let me see what the Bublik money line's at. It's probably not too crazy. Probably 200 something. Minus 600 to win, you're shitting yourself. Stop playing, bro. That could be an upset match. That's something that Schoolkate could win that match. Schoolkate could win that match. I don't know if he's ready for that level of... Has he... I don't know. Let me see. They have yet to play each other. Schoolkate, has he played anyone like this before? He beat Fonseca. He couldn't beat Shapovalov on the hard. He couldn't beat Arnaldi. He couldn't beat Riedi. But he could beat Sonego. But he couldn't beat Spizzuri. It's so weird. And Bublik has been seemingly the best he's ever been, dude. Like, he's been so... He's, well, not the best he's ever been. Last year he was top 17. He's getting close to it, though. If he wins this match and keeps winning the next two, I think he'll be right back where he was supposed to be. So, good on him. Honestly. I would love to see him win in straights. But maybe the set spread, maybe minus 1.5 for him. Just in case he does drop a set. He could still win by 2. Yeah. Okay. What the? Oh my goodness. These sports books, man. Okay, so just looking at that for tomorrow. God damn. Can I just like look at this stuff? Why are you making this so hard for me? I'm on a time constraint here, people. This is ridiculous. I apologize for the fucking delay. Okay. Set spread for Bublik. Oh, ace props. Total aces. Can't get his individual aces. That's stupid. Minus 260 for the minus 1.5 set spread. I don't hate that. A parlay piece to win, but not by so much. Potentially win in straights or win 3-1. I don't hate that. I truly don't hate that. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'll move on. I'm getting too stuck on Bublik because I'm excited to watch him play. Our next match is going to be Stefanos Tsitsipas going against Daniel Altmaier, who caused the epic upset. Epic upset, right? We took Majchrzak to win and the certified smoke, and he beat him in 5 sets. Couldn't believe it. That game had 3 tie breaks in it. Almost 4. Crazy. They played a hell of a match. I can't be mad at Majchrzak at all. He played his heart out. He was the one that had a little bit less in the tank, though. And that showed. So, shame on me. Should have seen that one coming. But hindsight will always get you. Then we have Tsitsipas, who dropped a set from Muller, but ended up winning in 4. Seems like he's bouncing back mentally. He's 11-8 on the hard court this season. Altmaier is 8-13. Seemingly able to beat Majchrzak, but not able to beat Ignacio Buthe, Batista Agut, Watanuki, Arnaldi, or Tristan Schoolkate. I would expect more of the same here. Last season, he only went 5-9 on the hard court. First round, he lost to Navone in the U.S. Open. Tsitsipas last year in the U.S. Open, he also left in the first round to Kokkinakis, who is now retired, I'm pretty sure. So, what the fuck was that? I don't really have much to say on this one. Tsitsipas is going to be the favorite, obviously. He's won in both their head-to-heads so far. This will be their first time on the hard courts. Every time it's been on the clay. He's minus 310 to win. I don't trust it enough, though. After what we saw from Altmaier, he's a walking upset machine. He can definitely snag a set off of Tsitsipas. What's his set spread at? Let me see that. The Altmaier set spread. The plus 1.5 is actually plus money. It's plus 105 for him to not lose by 3 sets straight. I think he has to get to a fifth set or win and better result. So I don't know. I like Altmaier a little bit more. I might play him on DraftKings, honestly. That might be what I do. And we just got about 3 more left. Our next one is going to be... Oh yeah. Shintaro Mochizuki going against Alex de Minaur. Mochizuki is going to be facing the Demon for the very first time. First head-to-head. He was able to beat Hugo Gaston in straights. We got the money from him. Thank you. But Mochizuki is going to run into a hell of an experience here. de Minaur is going to run this man out the gym. He's already played 8 sets of tennis in the past, week? So, his body's gone through it, Mochizuki. de Minaur has been rested since the 10th. He's had a good 2.5 weeks off leading into the O'Connell match where he won in straights. This is going to be a straight set win here for de Minaur. I'm afraid. And the books think so as well. Him winning in straights is minus 240. So, I'm not going to fucking touch it. Do I think that Mochizuki can keep a spread? No. I don't know what the spread would be. If there's an alt for the total amount of games, I would go for the max and then I'll go for the under. 31. I would think it goes under 31 games. Mochizuki couldn't beat Shevchenko. And couldn't beat Coleman Wong. Couldn't beat Giovanni and Petri Pericard. But went to a 5th setter with Khachanov in Wimbledon this year. In the second round. I don't know what to tell you. de Minaur wins. And next we have Sasha Zverev going against Jacob Fearnley. And this is going to be the 3rd time the Brit will be facing the German. Zverev has won both times in their head-to-head. They played twice this year. Been straight set wins for Zverev. 5 in a row. In the Australian Open and in Miami. 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 in the AO. 6-2, 6-4 in Miami. I'm sure we'll get more of the same. Fearnley's been having a pretty bad year. He somehow got through Bautista Agut. I'm surprised he did that. But age, honestly. Bautista Agut's been playing a lot of tennis, and he doesn't have the best record. Fearnley, found his stride back in that match and did look pretty good, honestly, from what I saw. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He has never been able to get a set off Zverev. He's never been able to. What am I supposed to do about that? Zverev is a favorite at minus 1,500. It's plus money just for this guy to get a set. Of course it is. Fearnley's 11-9. Given how bad he's been playing this season on the hard courts, he's still 11-9. That's actually kind of crazy. Still positive after all that. 68% win rate, only playing about 50 matches. Zverev, 67% win rate. 67.4. With about 250 wins, damn near. 44-16 this season on all surfaces. 20-16 on the hard. 20-6, I'm sorry, on the hard. So he has 3 less losses than Fearnley does, with 9 extra wins on the surface. The spread is the same as it was for the Djokovic match, minus 7.5. Excuse me. I could see him hitting it, but I wouldn't touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I can see him hitting it, though. That's the only thing you can really go for here. Fearnley to get a set is a bit too risky for me. If you guys are going to play that, let me know in the comments. I will give you a hats off. But yeah, that's all. That's my 2 cents on that matter. Our last but not least match is going to be Nuno Borges going against Tommy Paul in their first head-to-head, and it'll be in a Grand Slam. The World 41 will be going against the World number 14, and Borges is 13-11 so far this season. Tommy Paul is 12-6, so 1 less win, but 7 less losses. I'm sorry, 5 less losses. Tommy has a pretty decent history here at the U.S. Open, right? Played pretty well last year, but so did Nuno. He made it all the way to the 4th round. One of these guys won't be doing that this year. Both of these guys made it to the 4th round last year. Borges ran into Medvedev, and Tommy ran into Sinner. So, got through Diallo, Purcell, and Sonego last year. Paul did, and Kokkinakis, Menchik, and Kodia were who Nuno was able to get through. It's very strong. Went to a 5-setter against Menchik where he bageled him in the last set. It's quite impressive. Borges against Tommy Paul, though. Come on now. Tommy Paul hasn't been in the most trustworthy form, though. Even though he did look good against Elmer Moeller. What's Moeller's rank? 109. Borges is ranked still 41, so I don't think he can be slept on. His win percentage is higher than Tommy Paul's, 68%. We could see a set be taken. The Portuguese man might be able to take one from the American here. Tommy Paul is the favorite at minus 480. Jesus. I don't know if he can pull it off. It's minus 156 for it to go to 3 sets. Oh, over 3 sets. I don't know if I fancy it too much. Just given how Paul's been playing recently, right? He lost to Manarino, who, if I'm not mistaken, is he still even in this tournament? I think Manarino's gone. Oh, wait, they're still playing? Yeah, these guys are still playing. And Manarino is not gone. He is up a set in the 4th set, so he is playing for the match. If he does get through, It does make sense. He's in good form. Mannarino is someone I guess you can lose to. But Offner, though, in Wimbledon, that was just outrageous. Losing to Alcaraz in center on the clay is totally fine. Jack Draper is going to be out for a while, but he lost to him in Madrid. Brooksby on the clay, weird. Yeah, he's had some weird losses here. Lost to Medvedev in Indian Wells. Got bageled by him. Like, what? Just not too trustworthy, is he? As much as we would like to say so, he's not too trustworthy. I might be leaving this one alone and watching. Just me personally. Just this GATAH. But that does conclude everything that we have going on for tomorrow. It was a bit longer than I thought it would be, but I wanted to go through stuff thoroughly. Now that we're getting into the thick of it, we have to get into the thick of it. Okay? Can't be afraid of these stats. So, love you all. I will be catching you guys all in the next one. Let me know what you guys are playing in the comments, please. I'm looking forward to it all. Good luck to everyone on their slips, and catch you in the next one. Peace.